the most illustrious guest of the day, our dear chief guest, Mr. Suresh Lulla, founder, mentor of Quimpro Foundation. He's been a veteran professional with over 5 decades of experience as a management consultant, speaker, trainer, author, and storyteller. Mr. Suresh was mentored by the father of quality, Dr. J.M. Jurin, and his areas of specialization include problem solving, process excellence, performance excellence, benchmarking for best practices. Mr. Lulla has authored 75 quality fables, short narratives with crisp business lessons based on his experiences with clients since 1972. His corporate clients include large corporate houses like the Tatas, Bajaj, Mafatlal, to just name a few. His experience, and he's been a specialist in giving consulting on the cost of poor quality. Maybe because of misuse, overuse, or underuse of healthcare, researchers estimate that roughly 30% of healthcare costs are generated by poor quality. Poor quality also reduces productivity. And here is Mr. Lulla with us, who will be enlightening us on the impact of cost of poor quality healthcare. So over to you, Mr. Suresh Lulla.
Good evening, friends of the Ganga Hospital, the family of Ganga Hospital. Good evening. Thank you for inviting me for this very special occasion. Dr. Vijay Agarwal has a sense of humor, and he's given me a title that I had to struggle a bit with: Cost of Poor Quality in Healthcare. I'd like to take you through a little journey. Quimpro, as the name implies, quality improvement, was established in 1987 as the Indian affiliate of the Juran Institute. The same year, ISO 9000 was also launched. So I had a big battle between trying to explain to people that quality improvement is not the same as quality control. The minute you use the word quality, they say, oh yes, quality control. Years went by. I had no client up to 1989, 2 years. When finally a client surfaced, Tata Steel. Tata Steel. How did Tata Steel get interested? They got interested to know that the byproduct of quality improvement is a reduction in wasteful costs. Those costs are called cost of poor quality. The estimated cost of poor quality at Tata Steel, which was the darling of the share market at that time, pre-liberalization, was 30% of total cost. Now, it's very attractive to take projects that give you big savings. But the chairman, Mr. Rusi Modi, had a different plan. People make quality. So he wanted a project that could engage 65,000 people who worked at Jamshedpur. He said, I can't do quality in isolation. It has to become part of the culture of the organization. So let's identify problems that employees face on a day-to-day basis. The nominations were leaking roofs in the quarters, garbage not collected from the quarters. We adopted these two projects, and it was top management that got involved in this. What did they learn about garbage not collected? They had purchased 6 dump trucks from Telco across the road, and these were under warranty. Why were they not picking up the garbage? They were not picking up garbage because the dump trucks were down for repair, breakdown maintenance. So what was the solution to breakdown maintenance? Get spares from Telco, but Telco didn't have spares. We were pre-liberalization. So they would go to the open market in Calcutta and buy spares in the open market, which were basically the rejects from Tata Motors. They brought spurious spares, repaired the equipment, and they failed again. And this became a habit. Now, I won't go deeper into this because you can speculate what was happening. The problem that rode on the back of garbage not collected was illness. Illness leading to absenteeism. Now think of a plant that has 65,000 people. You can't eat an elephant in one bite, but you can eat it bite by bite. So the first bite we took was in the tubes division. Absenteeism there was 3%. The budgeted absenteeism was 1%. What was happening? People didn't show up for work because they had fallen ill. What were the costs associated with this? The cost associated with it was additional scrap because of variability in the tube lengths. It also involved recruiting a badli. A badli is a temporary worker who is not as skilled. So you've got a cost for the temporary worker and you've got physical evidence of scrap. In this division, in 1989, the cost of poor quality was 15 lakhs per month, which was a big number, about 2 crores, and 2 crores in 1989 was a princely sum. Now, to solve a problem, why are people actually absent? You have to do a symptom to cause journey. And Dr. Duran would borrow terms from the healthcare profession. He'd say, let's do an autopsy. Let's go to the absent employees and figure out what is the real issue. So I'll describe one situation where I accompanied the team. We knocked on the door at 3 p.m. and a very healthy Sardar in a ganji and a lungi wrapped up, Rosie, opened the door. Sardar, why are you absent? Oh, my son is not well. What happened? He's got a cough and cold. You've got a cough and cold and you don't come to work? Sir, it's like this. When I go to Tata Hospital, 1989, it takes me 2 hours to get the admission procedure done or the registration procedure done. Then I wait for the doctor, my turn. The doctor sees me for 1 minute and prescribes the medication. And I again wait for 30 minutes to an hour for the prescription. 3.5, 4 hours, and you've marked me absent for the day. So I don't come. Where were the remedial actions? In Tata Hospital. On the admissions or registration procedure, quality improvement project was taken right there. And from 2 hours, it came down to 20 minutes, which was a breakthrough improvement. Now, what was the advantage of all this? Every division of the Tata Steel Company, 65,000 people, benefited from it. The solution was sort of cloned for everybody's advantage. It's scaled up. What did Tata Steel save in 1989? 80 crores per annum, recurring. Can you see a trivial situation, as garbage not collected, converting into such a humongous amount of money, and we start budgeting for all this? So let's go one step further. In any organization, you only see the tip of the iceberg of cost of poor quality. Oops, sorry about that. The tip of the iceberg tells you about the kind of visible waste, the reworks, the rejects, and so on. Do you remember that the Titanic sunk because of an iceberg? And that's what can happen to any organization. You look at the kind of costs that are hidden away from your radar. They can kill an organization. The cost of poor quality in any organization is at least a third of your total cost. In healthcare, it becomes a little more tough because human life is at stake. You take more preventive actions, and if you fail, litigations can destroy you. Correct? So what is quality? We use quality very loosely. Quality is ultimately fitness for use. Fitness for use by the user, It's not the person purchasing. It isn't the parent who is buying a toy. It's the child who's using the toy. Quality is used in the terms of the features, why I come to you, why do I vote for you with my money, what are the features of a hospital, what are the features of the product. I come to you because of the features. And I expect that there will be no deficiencies in the delivery of the product. By product, I also imply service. Freedom from deficiencies. Cost of poor quality is anchored in the deficiencies space. Product features in a hospital, private hospital room, itemized hospital bill, short stay surgery, etc., etc., etc. Deficiencies, delay in admission, surgery starts late, meals delivered cold for patients, and so on. Cost of poor quality has three parts: appraisal costs, the costs that you incur in checking; internal failure costs that don't meet the customer's eyes; external failure costs which the customer experiences. I'm just adding a few examples here. Appraisal costs would be inspection of purchased equipment, examination of pre-operative procedure, proofreading medical records, etc. And internal failure costs are when you replace medications that have been discarded because of improper labeling of date and time, purchasing extra linen and other supplies because of hoarding to prevent shortages. Wait for late input of admission data, patient orders, lab tests. Waiting, time. Time is the most perishable and precious commodity. You have to get faster, better, cheaper. External failure costs, examples: treat post-operative wound infections, return a patient to surgery because of complications, correct billing errors, and so on. In manufacturing, it's about 1/3. In service industry, and I put hospitals in service industry, it's almost 40%. So I have a proposal for all of you. How would you like to double your profit without capital investment? Does that sound good? What is the option you have? Build another hospital? Pray to God you will have the same flow of patients? And there's money involved here, a lot of money involved here. The time will also be consumed. The option is continuous quality improvement. The byproduct is reduction in COPQ. Halve your cost of poor quality and double your profit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights on quality. We now request our chairman, Dr. Shanmugnathan, to hand over the mementos to Mr. Suresh Lulla and to Dr. Alex Thomas